Hello everyone, my name is Sierra. I am the new Clinical Application Analyst trainer. Today we will be learning about the Transfusion Administration Record Workflow, otherwise known as TAR. And as you can see down here, I have some contact information if you would like to reach out to me if you have any questions at the end of the presentation. So our objectives are to navigate the TAR, become familiar with the TAR layout, verify product for administration, document transfusion, reaction, hold, resume, and end transfusion, and view information about the transfusion. So we'll go ahead and get started. We are going to be administering blood on Count Dracula. We'll start at the status board. For those of you in the ED using the Easy Tracker board, it will look similar to this. And it'll still say next vital sign status product. This is your TAR column. If you click on it, you can see more information such as the status, the product, the unit, the transfusion duration, when the next vital signs are due, and if a reaction has been recorded, it'll display here. So today we're going to be administering this product here. I did want to mention that when your blood is ready for pickup, it'll display as ready in this column right here. That means that it's ready for you to pick up at the blood bank. We also have issued, so once you've picked up your blood, it will be displayed as issued. And you have about 20 minutes to start your blood once it's issued. So we're going to click this button down here to go to the TAR. Okay, so here is our TAR. I'd like to direct your attention to these footer buttons down here. Firstly, we have a refresh button. The TAR does not auto-refresh, so you will need to click on this to refresh the TAR. Next, we have a verify button where you can verify your blood product. Next, we have the begin button, which is for beginning the transfusion. And then we have the end button for ending a transfusion, the hold button for holding a transfusion in the event of a reaction, a resume button to resume your transfusion if you've held it. And then we have document vitals, where we can document vitals. There are a couple different ways to get to the document vitals we'll talk about later. Document intake, where you can document your intake. Document reaction, where you can document a reaction. And then we have details, which can present details about the transfusion. So as you can see here on the status board, we have a couple of products. This one has already been transfused. This one has been issued. Issued meaning that we have picked up the blood and we have about 20 minutes to start the blood from the time it was issued. And here we have a product that is ready. So that means that the blood bank is ready for us to pick up this. So we'll start here with our issued blood and we will go ahead and verify it. So first we have our scan checklist. I would like to encourage you to document your vitals before verifying your product, but for this demonstration I'm going to intentionally verify the products first so that a warning message will come up, just so that I can show you that there's a warning message if you don't do it. You will need a second nurse present to co-sign once you've verified everything. We'll start by going through this scan checklist. To verify the blood product, you will need to be at the bedside with the patient and you will have to have your blood product with all of your labels. You'll scan the patient first. And I have my blood product here where I'm going to scan all of my stuff. And then we'll scan our unit and then our product and our blood type. So we have completed the scan checklist. So now we'll go through our verify checklist. We will have the patient's consent. So we've obtained patient consent. We've verified their name and date of birth. We've looked at their blood band, wristband, the little red band that they'll wear. The unit expiration date is April 2022, and we've reviewed any special instructions. So we will go co-sign first. So give me just a moment. Okay, So we have verified the blood. So next we're going to begin, and once we hit begin, we're going to get a warning message that we have not documented vitals. So we'll go ahead and document vitals real quick before we start our transfusion. So we'll hit save and exit. So now we've documented our vitals, we can begin our transfusion. At the top, you'll notice that our transfusion status has been changed to verified. Check to make sure that the date and time are correct. So you'll put now. So that's your date and time because we're starting the blood right now. Now that we have a set of vitals, we can begin the transfusion. Because we scanned our product earlier, the container volume should automatically populate. We will click save when we are done. This will take us back to the main screen. Okay, so we have begun our transfusion. In the main screen at the top, you'll notice our status has changed to transfusing. I'd also like to point out, you can see when we last took vitals and when the next vitals are due. So this is when we last took vitals at 9:56, and our next vitals are due at 11:58. If you click on this, you can actually pull up more options, so you can skip the next vitals, you can document the next vitals right here, or you can view last vitals, which you can view them right here as well. The next set of vitals will be due 15 minutes from the start of transfusion. So let's say that we've been transfusing for about 15 minutes and our patient is starting to feel really itchy. They are having a reaction to the transfusion. So first we'll stop our transfusion on the pump and we'll document that they are having a reaction. So we'll go to document reaction, and they are having itching. So you'll have a number of symptoms to choose from. The symptoms will automatically determine based on the symptoms if this is a major or a minor reaction. There is a drop-down arrow if you want to see these as well. This one has an asterisk, meaning that I am required to fill it out. So I will go ahead and fill that out. So we're stopping it now. IV line kept open, yes. Provider notified. And we'll say our doc tray point 01. If a major reaction occurs, please call the lab so they can start their workup process. And we'll record another set of vitals to go with this. Okay, and now we're going to hit save and exit. So when you go back to the main screen, you'll notice that you have a new icon, reaction. This is just showing that you've had a reaction, and it'll take you back to the charting you just did. And we're also going to hold our transfusion. And we're going to put a comment for why we're holding. Patient, minor reaction, itching. So we'll indicate how much has been transfused at this point. So we'll say that they've had, not that much. We'll say that they've had that much of the blood product. You should leave your transfusion on hold until you know whether you're going to restart the transfusion or if you're going to end the transfusion, because once you end your transfusion, you can't restart it. So that's what the hold feature is for. It's like a pause. Okay. So on the main screen, you'll notice that our status has changed to hold. Now let's say that we've heard back from our provider. He would like us to give Benadryl to help with the itching and to continue with the transfusion. We've given our Benadryl, so we're going to restart our transfusion. So we're going to click resume, and we'll hit now. Can restart per BB and MD. So you'll just enter the same amount that you had last time, and that there's been no intake in the interim that we've paused it. So we'll continue to monitor our patient for any reactions, take vital signs, and record intake per protocol. This HAR will help you stay on track by displaying the time when the next vital signs are due. On the main screen, you'll notice that our status has changed again to transfusing. So let's say that our blood has been running for 90 minutes. It's finally complete. We will select End, and we'll say that all of the blood was transfused. What's really nice is that it will auto-pop, it'll do the math for you. If you put 0, it'll fill these in. Please note that at the beginning of the transfusion, container volume was 300. At the end of the transfusion, cumulative intake is 300. So after we chart that our transfusion is complete, vital signs will need to be recorded 5 minutes after the end of the transfusion. So the time is here, and we can go ahead, we'll just document our next vitals now. I'd also like to show you that you can add a note to your vitals, and it'll take you to the notes screen, and you can click on Nursing Note and type in your note here, and we'll hit OK. And you'll see that there's an icon that displays next to the vital signs when you chart your note. So that just shows that you have a note there associated with this vital sign assessment. And we'll hit Save and Exit. Now let's talk about details. So we'll go to the Details tab here. In the detail screen, we can see our verification checklist here. Per the transfusion administration policy, vital signs are due for adults before the transfusion, 15 minutes after the transfusion, and at the end of transfusion. In the hold screen, we'll see details about our hold, what time it happened, why. Here is the history of everything that we've documented for this transfusion. Here is our documented intake. Here are all of our vitals that we've documented, including our reaction here. And then here are the details of the order. To see vital sign frequencies, find the transfuse care item and select the I for item details. This will show vital sign frequencies for neonates, pediatrics, and adults. So here you can see that our vitals from the TAR have flowed into the EMR. If you document vitals in the work list, not under the TAR, it will not flow into the TAR. So it's a one-way. It only goes from the TAR to the EMR. And it's the same for the I's and O's. If you were to document I's and O's under the work list, it would not flow into the TAR. So you need to document your I's and O's for your blood products under the TAR. Okay, next let's look at the blood bank. So when we come to blood bank, we'll see that there's a blood bank history. You can click on this and it'll pull up a report of the TAR administration. And then everything else should be pretty similar to how it was. Product summary with how many products have been transfused, cross and type here, and then more information about your transfusion. If you have any questions, please contact your administrative supervisor or email or call me. Again, my name is Sierra Arnold. My extension is 5916, and my email is arnoldc@whitbyhealth.org. I hope you all have a wonderful day.